old tavern door on the causeway there lay a hogshead of stingo just rolled from a dray, and there stood the blacksmith awaiting a drop as dry as the cinders that lay in his shop. And there stood the cobbler as dry as a bun, almost cracked like a bucket when left in the sun. He's whetted his knife upon pendle and hone till he'd not got a spittle to moisten the stone. So ere he could work, and though he'd lost the whole day, he must wait till the new broach and be moisten his clay. The cellar was empty, each barrel was drained to its dregs, and Sir John like a rebel remained in the street for removal too powerful and large for 2 or 3 topers to take into charge. Odzooks, said a tinker with bellows to mend, had I strength I would just be for helping a friend to walk on his legs, but a child in the street had as much power as he to put John on his feet. Then up came the blacksmith, Sir Barley, said he, I would just like to storm your old tower for a spree. And my strength for your strength and bar your renown, I'd soon try your spirit by cracking your crown. And the cobbler, he tucked up his apron and spit in his hands for a burster, but devil a bit would he move, so as yet they made nothing of land. But there lay the knight like a whale in the sand. Says the tinker, if I could but drink of his veins, I should just be as strong and as stubborn again. Push along, said the toper, the cellars are dry, there's nothing to moisten the mouth of a fly. Then again they all tried, and the tinker he swore that the hogshead had grown twice as heavy or more. Nay, nay, said the toper, and reeled as he spoke, we're all getting weak, and that's the end of the joke. And the ploughman came up and cut short his old tune, hallowed white to his horses, and though it was June, said he'd help them an hour ere he'd keep them a-dry. Well done, said the blacksmith, with hopes running high. He moves, and by jingo, success to the plough. Aye, aye, said the cobbler, we'll conquer him and now. And the hogshead rolled forward, the toper fell back, and the host laughed aloud as his sides they would crack. And to see the old tinker's toil make such a gap in his coat as to rend it from collar to flap. But the tinker he grunted and cried, fiddle-dee, this garment hath been an old tenant with me, and a needle and thread with a little good skill, when I've leisure will make it stand more weather still. Then a crack went his trunks from the hip to the knee, with his thrusting no matter, for nothing cared he. And so long as Sir John rolled along to the door, he's a chip off our block, said the blacksmith, and swore, and as sure as I live to drive nails in a shoe, he shall have at my cost a full pitcher or 2. And the toper he hiccuped, which hindered an oath, so long as he'd credit, he'd pitcher them both. But the host stopped to hint when he'd ordered the dray, Sir Barleycorn's order was purchase and pay, and now the old knight is imprisoned and ta'en to waste in the tavern man's cellar again. Then they talked of their skill and their labour till noon, when the sober man's toil was exactly half done, and there the plough lay, people hardly could pass, and the horses let loose pincered up the short grass, and browsed on the bottle of flags lying there by the tinker's old budget for mending a chair. And the miller's horse tied to the old smithy door stood stamping his feet by the flies bitten sore, awaiting the smith as he wanted a shoe, and he stamped till another fell off and made 2. till the miller, expecting that all would get loose, went to seek him and cursed him outright for a goose. But he dipped his dry beak in the mug once or twice, and forgot all his passion and toils in a trice. And the fly-bitten horse at the old smithy post might stamp till his shoes and his legs they were lost. He sung his old songs and forgot his old mill. Blow winds high or low, she might rest at her will. And the cobbler, in spite of his bustle for pelf, left the shop all the day to take care of itself. And the sun, it went down, the last gleam from his brow flung a smile of repose on the holiday plough. The glooms they approached, and the dews like a rain fell thick and hung pearls on the old sorrel mane of the horse that the miller had brought to be shod. And the morning awoke, saw a sight rather odd, for a bit of the halter still hung at the door, bit through by the horse now at feed on the moor. And the old tinker's budget lay still in the weather, while all kept on singing and drinking together.